Hey folks, Dr. Melissa here to take some time with you today to help you to understand about one of the most important tests that you're going to be doing in the beginning of your Revolution U health program here with us at Peachtree Health. Now, if you're coming in for any type of metabolic dysfunction, hormonal imbalance, fatigue issues, brain fog, high blood pressure, inability to sleep, inability to properly lose weight, well, then we want to do some pretty extensive testing to understand what could be at play, what could be creating imbalance in your body. And a test that gives us some incredibly important information is this little bugger that you're going to find in your orientation kit, and it's a saliva test. We're going to test 20 different elements on this test. This is going to show us a full cortisol cycle. Now remember, cortisol is that hormone that's made by the adrenal glands that directly impacts energy. It's released every time the fight or flight response happens, and we've talked a little bit about this. But a normal adrenal cycle, a cortisol cycle, is supposed to start high in the morning and gently decrease throughout the course of the day, and then again begin to come back up as we go to sleep the next night. So it's this normal kind of ebb and flow. When we have hormonal and energy imbalances, one of the key places to look is with our hormone patterns, cortisol being the first and foremost, so we can understand where the cycle is out of balance. We're also going to be doing a full expansive sex hormone panel on here, looking at your testosterone and progesterone and estrogen and estradiol levels. In addition to that, we're going to be looking at some immune markers, specifically to determine if you may have leaky gut. And then we're also going to be checking some very key GI permeability issues dealing with microbes, bacteria, yeast, parasites, things of that nature. So when you open up your kit, everything is in here that you're going to need. First and foremost, this sheet that's inside of it, this is your instruction sheet. Everything that I'm about to share with you is on the back of the sheet, so please get it out so that you'll have it to look over and to refer to. I'm going to verbally guide you through it right now. Now, what accompanies this sheet are these, the actual saliva containers, the testing tube containers. And you'll notice that each container is marked and labeled with the time of day that you're supposed to collect the sample in that specific tube. So it's very, very specific, so please make sure everything matches up. And then also there's some directions here in the kit, excuse me, trying to get it all out for you. And it shows everything that you need to know about how to collect the sample and how to ship it is right in here. You're going to be following the direct vial collection method, which is the second line down. Basically, gang, you're going to be spitting into the vial. It's not glamorous, but it gives us great clinical feedback, okay? So the way that you're going to do this is you're going to have this all marked, you're going to have everything set out and ready to go. It's a test that's going to be done over the course of an entire day at 4 very specific time slots. So make sure it's a day that works, okay? Once you collect the sample, you will be depositing it all in a UPS, not United Postal Service, but UPS drop box or UPS store where they'll go ahead and pick it up. It's got to be shipped within 3 days of collection. So I typically recommend that you do this Sunday through Friday. Saturdays are not as easy because it's going to, if you're going to go put it into the drop box on Sunday, it's going to sit there. You're going to have potentially an additional 48 hours that the specimen's just going to be sitting. And if you're in Atlanta, then you're in that nice hot heat. So keep it in the refrigerator, do it on a Friday, put it in the mail Saturday kind of idea, okay? Or whatever day works best on your schedule. Now, go to the back of the sheet, and let's start at the top together. You're going to write your name and date of birth on all vials. You're going to make sure you put your personal information on each vial in there. From the night before the collection until the night after, if you use mouthwash or any type of antacids, please stop and do not use during that 24-hour cycle. On the day of collection, do not eat. This is very important. Do not eat chocolate, onions, garlic, or cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cabbage, kale, things of that nature. You are also going to avoid caffeine in all forms. So caffeine from tea, coffee, sodas, even chocolates, right? Well, chocolate's also on there, but really making sure that you're aware of the caffeine intake. Now, if you are a caffeine drinker, then going cold turkey to do this for one day, you may get a pretty intense headache. It does happen from time to time. So here's my best recommendation. Prepare. If you get this on a Monday and you're going to do the test on a Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, begin to slowly cut back your caffeine consumption. So let's say you're somebody that usually drinks 3 cups of coffee in the morning. I would say move from a big cup to a small cup. First and foremost, change the size, and then drink at least half of what you normally drink. So if you normally drink 3, then drink 1.5. So begin to cut back the amount. Give yourself at least a couple of days of a decrease of that normal caffeine so that you don't have a severe headache on the day of the test. All right? It's not meant to be uncomfortable. Next thing, as we're moving down the line, so no caffeine of any sort on this day. The saliva collection, they say H vials. Now, all of these vials, gang, all the tubes, each and every one of these are an H vial, so don't let that confuse you. When you're collecting any of these, all samples must be collected on the same day, starting with the morning H vial and ending with the evening, meaning do not break this up over a 2 to 3 day collection. It's all done on the same day. 3 to 5 minutes prior to collection, you're going to rinse your mouth out thoroughly with cool to cold water. And then for about 30 seconds, wait 3 to 5 minutes, then go get the collection tube, the H vial, and collect your sample. Following, and let's see, 60 minutes, this is very important, 60 minutes prior to collection, do not eat or drink anything. That's the general rule of thumb. There's going to be an exception here in just a moment. However, as the rule of thumb goes, nothing to eat or drink prior to the actual test. 3 to 5 minutes beforehand, you can rinse with water, and that's it, okay? And let's see, following the schedule, once you've collected the sample, you're going to put it back in this bag, put this whole bag in the refrigerator, okay? And replace the cap, of course, make sure it's sealed nice and tightly. Now, there is a special vial in here. It's called the FL, and this is where my instructions are going to be slightly different than the paper, so tune in. FL pour-off vial for FSH and LH tests only. It's the green tube. That is your FL vial. Now, the directions say that you can do this at either the noon time or the 4 p.m. sample. They also suggest that you fill the blue vial and then pour off the excess 2 liters into, two fill lines into the green bottle. The challenge with this becomes if you pour off too much, you can't back pour into the other one. So here's the way to make it really easy. Also, you're already going to be doing something special at the noontime sample. So I would like for you to collect your FL sample at the 4 p.m. time. You're going to first fill up your blue vial all the way up to line number 5. Once you're completed with that, tighten it up, put it in the refrigerator, get the green vial out, and fill that to line number 2. That way you don't have to worry about pouring from bottle to bottle, and you get a clean collection. All right? Put those all in the refrigerator, and away you go. Moving down the page, collection schedule. So important that you understand this. You have a window of time for all of these, so it doesn't have to be exactly at 8, exactly at noon, exactly at 4. You've got a window. So let's talk about that. Your first morning collection must happen somewhere between 6 and 8 a.m. So you've got 2 hours, whatever works for your schedule, somewhere between 6 and 8. However, the morning collection is a fasting, meaning you should not have had anything to eat for at least 6 to 8 hours prior to the sample, okay? So just get up, roll out of bed, go rinse your mouth out with cold water for 30 seconds, wait 3 minutes, grab the sample, then go start your day. Something I want to tell you, gang, is that many people, when they do this, everybody's different. Some people have no problem. They fill the container up in just a minute or 2. Others really struggle, and they find that it's very challenging. So in case you think you might be somebody that's got a drier mouth, you trend towards that, you don't have as much saliva production, then I would actually recommend that you get a lemon and you have it close by, because even just looking at a lemon, thinking about a lemon half the time, will start to engage those salivary glands. So just having it close by, and if you need to, you can get it up close so you can smell it, just so that you can increase that production, and it'll make the test much quicker for you to do, okay? So, morning one, somewhere between 6 and 8 a.m. is a fasting. The next one is the noontime collection, somewhere between 11 and 1. Now this one you're going to need to take notes on. It's a special one, all right? At the noontime sample, I'm going to be checking insulin. We're going to be looking at your insulin levels and determining if you could be hyper or hypoinsulinic and seeing if we've got some blood sugar, additional blood sugar regulation imbalances. And so with that said, your noon sample should be collected somewhere between 11 and 1. You have to, an hour before you do that sample, do the glucose challenge. So here's the easiest way to do this from what we have found in practice. Set your alarm. Have everything ready. At 11 o'clock, you're going to do the glucose challenge, meaning you're going to consume, and it says it right down here, at your provider's discretion. You're going to consume approximately 50 grams of carbohydrates, or it's about equivalent to 200 calories of a straight carbohydrate. So some examples they give are 2 slices of bread, a big glass of orange juice. Keep it as straightforward. Try not to mix proteins and other things in there with it. Just let it be straight up sugar. So one time I'm going to tell you to have sugar. Go have a big glass of orange juice, grape juice, apple juice, have a slice of bread, 2 slices of bread, something that's very dense, and it's going to make your blood sugar spike because we want to see how your insulin responds to that increase in blood sugar. So it's really important. So consume that glucose at 11 o'clock, then set your alarm again. At noon, which is 60 minutes later, you're going to collect the noontime sample. So the timing on this one is really, really important, gang, so please make sure that you're going to be able to comply with this. Super important information. Then your afternoon sample happens somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. Now remember, at this afternoon 4 to 5 p.m. sample, you are going to first collect your blue vial and then follow up with the green vial and fill it up to line number 2. Okay, and then the last one of the day happens somewhere between 10 p.m. and midnight. So anywhere in that time frame, grab your last sample for the day, put it all in the fridge. The next morning, get up, put all of this, your instructions, your vials, into the box, grab your postage, put your name, and seal it up with the postage and drop it in the drop box at the UPS, the brown and gold UPS drop box. From the time you send it, it takes about 3 days to get to them, and then it takes about another 7 to 14 business days for us to get the results. So while you are on your clinical detox, we'll be getting this information back so that as you come off of it, we'll be able to move into full, effective hormone correction and rebalancing. So have fun. Go slow. If you still have questions after watching this video, feel free to call or to email me here at the office. Thanks, and have a great day and have fun grabbing your samples. Thanks, folks.